What's up, guys? How we doing? Rich, how are you?
Good, man. Just ready for this stuff to happen. Have you been up at 5 a.m. to watch either or both of these games between the Dodgers and the Cubs?
That's a negative.
I did listen to a large chunk of this morning's game. Uh,
Why okay. You were up. Why were you up?
well, my wife and my daughter have been working out, and they go in the morning. So my wife has been getting up at 6 when they go work out. Well, the game started at 5. And it just so happened my daughter canceled out on my wife this morning, but I was still up. I was pretty well functioning, and I had my phone right next to me, so I just popped the the MLB Sirius XM channel on, and there we go. I was listening to the game, so I caught like the last from the fourth inning on. Um, Dodgers ended up winning both games.
You know it
Otani hit a
sucks.
home run.
You know what sucks for us, Rich? We have not
Yeah,
done our draft yet, so we lost some valuable fantasy points.
but did we? Because a lot of the bigger, I mean, yeah, Tommy Edman hit a bomb today. Shohei hit one,
I'm just saying,
but
Rich. Like we haven't done our draft, so we missed out on these points for the week. But
I got news for you. I got drafts that did involve today. It don't matter. Most of the
gotcha.
guys that were getting drafted didn't put up points. Teoscar didn't do anything. Freeman didn't even play today. Betts didn't play either game.
Well, he was sick.
Um,
Jay said he came down with an illness on
right,
Sunday.
right, right. But I'm just saying they didn't play. So whether you had them or whether you made the draft, or you had it or whatever, didn't matter, because you weren't getting anything out of those guys. Yeah, you would have got the bomb from Otani. If you drafted Edmund, you'd have gotten the bomb off of him. Um, you know. But did you see that Seiya Suzuki broke a record?
No.
3 broken bats in one game
Oh,
on 3 different at bats.
should we check him for cork?
And the one, I mean, 2 of them you could tell. The one you had to really kind of listen for the contact. But the other 2, he got sawed off on one that the bat just splintered. And the other one, he hit right off of the end of it, and you heard it go. So they were both Casper by the time that.
So were any of these games good?
They're okay. I mean, no team extended their pitchers.
Yeah, I heard one guy got pulled yesterday, I guess, from a no hitter.
4 innings. Yeah, but it was 4 innings.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know about. No, I don't know about you. It does not classify to me as even starting to talk about a no hitter till the 7th inning.
Right, but we didn't get that chance.
No, it just no. It wasn't going to happen anyway. So,
all right.
I mean, the Dodgers are banged up already. I don't. Everybody keeps hemming and hawing about, and we'll do our predictions next week on the show. But everybody's talking about, the Dodgers are going to walk away with the World Series, and they got the best team money can buy. Well, if I could use a football analogy for you, let's go back to, what was it, 2012, when the Eagles spent all that money to put the dream team together and didn't even make the playoffs. I'm not saying the Dodgers aren't going to make the playoffs, but let's not give them the World Series yet either.
My son is paying attention. He's like, a new setup, huh? No, Josh, my computer power went out here last night around 3:30, I'm guessing, and my tower was on, and I don't know if it got short circuited or what, but it's not working right now. So I am on a notebook right now.
Surge.
I am on a note.
Power surge.
So I'm on my notebook right now. Whole different atmosphere. I gotta look down at the screen. I feel like another one of our You there, Rich? Oh,
Yeah, I'm here.
all right. I also realized, Rich, my computer, because I'm not on the wired thing right now, is about a second and a half behind you. I feel.
Your live time to me.
All right, because
No, I bit my tongue, and I didn't want everybody to see.
little,
You know,
little agonizing pain.
see, it looked like I went WWE on somebody.
So, Rich, where do you want to start? The infield, outfield, or the 13 pitching? Because we are limited time tonight, guys. Rich, obviously, got the time limit on. We started late tonight. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, it's on me. I'll take 100% of the hit for that. It was on me that we started late.
Are you gonna pull it, Rich? Are you gonna say it?
What?
This is your chance to do the Chevy Chase Christmas.
Oh, no. I had some home improvement stuff I had to finish.
Is that what we're gonna call it? Gotcha.
I broke it down: pitchers, catchers, infield, outfield. How'd you do it?
I have this page all pitchers, and then I broke it down like a little diamond.
Okay. So you actually did your starting 9 too?
No, I just put like I didn't do my starting 9. I just drew the infield and drew where the players are going to possibly play.
Gotcha. Now you heard Jones was scratched from his start.
But I did not put in a full 9 lineup. I did not do anything. I do have my starting pitchers kind of fizzled out. I am waiting for this Jared Jones news. Obviously, I thought we would mention that. Anytime you hear a pitcher saying elbow.
Well, and there's one other one too, because we know he's going to start the year on the IL.
Oviedo
will start on the IL. When he comes off the IL, he will be on the 25-man roster, 26-man roster.
And that's Oviedo.
So he's a given, but he's on the IL right now.
He's on the 60-day now. They moved him to 60-day. I don't know if you saw that.
Horwitz?
No, Oviedo.
Oh yeah, I'm the one that told you that.
Horwitz, yeah, I kind of have him in my starting already because.
Well, that's why I say I have.
They say he's not going to be out real long once the season starts. So, and he's already hitting off the tee. So.
Right, but I don't have him in my 26 because he's starting the season on the IL. The minute he comes off the IL, he's gonna be in the Pirates dugout.
I don't know if he's
just putting that precursor out there. So you want to go catcher, infield, outfield? Where are we going first?
I didn't see Horowitz was on the IL. I didn't see anywhere it mentioned that. Just to let you know,
he's going to start the season on the IL
unless they move him.
Why would you not? You can't play him.
I'm just saying. There's nowhere marked with an IL on his name.
Well,
at least that I saw, and I did a lot of research today because I feel I was well behind today, Rich.
I understand this, but I can promise you, it makes no sense to not have him on the IL opening day if he's not available to play from what I hear, the first 2 weeks of the season. From what I hear, he's due to be back between like the 10th and 15th of April, which kills the first 2 weeks of the season. May as well put him on the IL and have somebody else in that spot. Okay.
Well, since he wasn't marked on IL, I did not fill in that spot. But I'm sure we could. We got some guys to talk about. Obviously, we could put Henry Davis at first. We could put, obviously, DJ Stewart at first. DJ Stewart's going to make the lineup, Rich, unfortunately.
I think Stewart, well, until he stops hitting, why not?
Well, in the regular season, Rich, he's not really good.
But I ride the horse until he falls over.
I get it.
Let him be up until he stops hitting. Play a Jack Sawinski. Play him till he can't hit anymore, and then drop him.
Okay. Well, just to let everyone know, last year for the Mets, he batted a 177, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs, and 28 hits. Not exactly standout caliber.
But he also, if I remember right, only played about 40 games. So
Okay, so
the
that's still
flip side,
120 at bats, but just a guess.
okay, but the flip side to that is 2 years ago, he came out and the first month of the season he hit 375. So that's why I say he's been hot in the spring. Let him stay until
Oh,
he gets hit.
he's on this 26 man right now.
I've got him on mine too. Because it was really tough for me to make my last cut, knowing I had to put Stewart in the lineup for the moment. So anyway,
Okay,
where are
so
we
I
going
have a
first?
question. I have a question for you.
Okay.
If they send Palacios down, is he going to make it through waivers, or is someone going to pick him up?
I think they have to send him. And does he make it through waivers? I don't know. That's a very good question to which I do not have a very good answer. I don't know that he does. But
And I also don't have my young kid coming up until they expand the roster, unless someone really gets hurt, and that is Connor Griffin. I do have him starting in Indy, though. But we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see.
And Jason DeLay's been sent down already.
Okay.
Palacios is what, 30? 29.
I didn't write down his age. I just know that.
I'm looking at it right now. He's 29.
My question was, hopefully he makes waivers. That was my thought.
Yeah, but he's hit 211 from the spring.
That's true.
I mean, I don't know. Anyways, what do you got? Where are we going?
I guess we'll start with our infield here.
Okay.
Obviously, we got your guy at short, Kalefa.
Oh, yeah.
Toronto Pitt last year, 269, 8 homers, 125 hits. I did like that, which was third on this list of hits, which was crazy, I thought.
That's what I told you before. Izzy will hit. He will play fantastic defense. He'll probably hit 260, 270 by the time it's all said and done.
Right, but
He'll
he was
score
third.
runs.
He was third on the team in hits combined. And go ahead. We'll move on. But just remember, I had that topic.
The big thing to remember is odds are he's going to be your leadoff guy. So he's going to score a lot of runs, but he's not going to drive in a lot, and he's not going to hit a lot of homers. You might get 5 home runs out of him for the season.
He hit 8 all of last year.
That's what I'm saying. If you can get 5, count yourself lucky. If you get more than 5, great. But don't expect power. Expect everything else, but don't expect power. Yes, I got Izzy too.
I have Cruz as the emergency backup if he gets hurt.
Well, of course.
Third, what do you got?
Assuming you have Cruz making the roster, right?
I didn't get there yet, but I kind of hinted.
Yeah. So in my infield, I also have my other guy, Jared Triolo.
216 last year, 8 homers, only 46 RBIs, and 85 hits. I didn't look at spring training because I just wanted to have stats from last year. I wanted to have something more to talk about. Because, like, when I looked at pitcher stats, I was like, oh, my gosh, like, some of these guys pitched 4 innings, 5 innings in the spring. Mm-hmm. So, but.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I got Triolo. Then, of course, Nick Gonzalez.
I got Gonzalez.
Second.
270, 7 homers, 49 RBIs, 97 hits.
And by the way, I think that Triolo is going to be your first baseman until Horwitz comes back. Just putting that out there. Mainly because we all know that Cabrian Hayes is going to make this team.
233 last year. Only 4 home runs, 25 RBIs, 85 hits, though. That was nice. And he missed a lot of time, too.
Exactly. I mean, you have a team right now with 3 DHs. That's not good.
No.
Cabrian Hayes should be a DH at best. Kutch is a DH and a fourth outfielder. Stewart is a DH and a backup at first. You can't you only got one DH spot.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I would have cut bait, dumped, released, whatever I had to do Hayes at the beginning of spring training, let him get picked up by somebody else. I'll let them mess with it. I do have Stewart. You and I talked about Stewart. I'm counting him as an infielder because of first base.
That's where I have him.
So he can play the outfield. I don't want him in the outfield, but he can play right field. I also have York making the team.
See,
I got Nick York make.
I didn't have Horowitz on the IL, so I did not have a fill-in for that slot.
Well, see, I cut Cook to put Stewart on the roster. I was debating between York and Cook for that last spot. And the more I sat there and looked at it, thought about it, that kind of thing, I really think that, Cook is the one that could benefit more from some more time down in the minors. Let York play in the majors. When DJ Stewart crashes and burns, Cook comes back up, and there you go.
Okay.
But I've got York making the opening day 26 man.
I have Henry Davis making the roster too, and Bart.
I have Davis and Bart as the 2 catchers. Rodriguez
But
going down.
But both of these things need to change. Our 4 guy cannot be hitting 265 with only 13 home runs and 67 hits. I know he was injured, but that's not a good stat line for a 4 guy. We both know that, right? We can both agree on that.
Right, but how many games did Bart play?
I don't have that in front of me, but I know it wasn't that many.
It wasn't many. I mean, I think he only played
maybe half a season
last year. Let's see.
Maybe half a season.
2024. He had 253 at bats, so he only had a half season of at bats.
So about 83 games, right?
About that, yeah. So, I mean, if you can get, and by the way, with his stick, if he's not behind the plate, you could DH him.
Right, yeah, it's another DH spot, right?
But, if you could get 140 games out of him behind the plate, I think you could very easily get 30 bombs. I think you can get 30 and 90 out of Joey Bart. 30, 90, 30, 100, somewhere in there. And if he hits 260, I can live with that. If you get 265 out of your 4 hole, that's not my problem. I need 30 and 100. If I can get that out of the 4 hole, I'm not complaining to anybody about anything.
I really feel that this is Davis's break or breaking year. I mean, horrible numbers last year. 144 average, 1 homer, 5 RBIs, 15 hits.
I guarantee you something, Adam. If he starts out slow, the hook will come and Rodriguez will be up.
I like Rodriguez.
I
was in debation on it, but then I was like, wait, I'm in Pittsburgh. They're going to put Davis over the other guy because that's what we do. That's what we do, Rich.
Right. But I mean, Andy Rodriguez is 25. He's shown something. And I think that they've given Davis enough opportunities that if he spits the bit again, if it's April 15th and he's not hitting his weight, here comes the hook. And we're going to see Andy Rodriguez.
I don't even know. Does Davis even have any more send-downs left?
Shoot, I don't know. Cut him.
I'm just curious because I know he went down and back a couple times last year.
Yeah, they may have to cut him. Okay, maybe he ends up somewhere else and blossoms. But
yeah, maybe they figure it out, right?
He ain't done squat in a Pirates uniform. So if Andy Rodriguez is going to perform and you can have him and Joey Bart out there, okay, great. That to me, and then of course that if either one of those guys gets hurt, you got Jason DeLay down there.
Right.
that can come up. So, but yeah, that's what I've got for catchers and infield. I got Bart, Davis, Gonzalez, Izzy, Triolo, York, Hayes, and Stewart.
Okay. The only difference is I didn't know. Like I said, I thought Horowitz might be ready, so I did not see the IL spot, or else I would have changed it.
I've heard 4 very reliable pundits say he's going to start on the IL. So
Okay. All right.
but it's only a 10-day.
What
about your outfielders?
Well, obviously we have Reynolds, 275 last year, 24 homers, 88 RBIs, 171 hits. Pretty good resume right there. Yeah. I'm sure you have Reynolds as well. You're not going to leave him off the roster, I don't believe.
No.
I mean, obviously, 38-year-old McCutchen's going to be a DH fill-in. And 232, 20 homers last year, 50 RBIs. Still had 104 hits, which isn't too bad. So
no. Especially when you look at what McCutchen did last year.
300, right?
He
300, right?
He got his 300th homer. He's over 1,000 RBI now. 104 hits and 448 at bats. So, he was there. It wasn't that he was hurt. They just didn't play him every day. So that's one thing about McCutchen throughout his career is he's been reliable. They always say your best ability is availability.
Right.
And for the largest part, McCutchen has been available. So who else you got in the outfield? This is going to be interesting because I think my 2 are different from your 2.
Well, obviously we have Cruz in center.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've got Cruz, McCutchen, and Reynolds. I think my other 2 are going to be different. I only have 5 outfielders on my roster.
I had 4 because what did I do? Where did I go extra?
Infield.
I thought I counted 13, right? 13, right? Oh no, I missed one. I would go Palacios or Jack. Probably Sawinski though, because they can't send him down anymore. So
I've got Sawinski and Pham.
That's who I got.
Yeah, I got Sawinski and Pham hanging out. But Sawinski is C. Henry Davis. If we're April 15th, April 20th, and Sawinski's not hitting his weight, get me Bay, get me whoever. If Palacios clears waivers, get me Palacios. Whoever. I don't care. Throw Davis out in the outfield. Hell, throw Stewart out there if he's hitting. I don't care. You've got to that's the thing they can't do this year is let guys that have shown a track record of struggling continue to struggle.
Right.
It's the old line, and I know this is an old Pennsylvania line, so I'm going to use it. Crap or get off the pot.
Hmm.
If you're not going to hit, go. It's an old it's an old Polish line anyway. So yeah, and my mom's second generation off the boat Polish. So but when you look at it, I'm with you on the outfield and the infield and the catching position. Pitcher, I think, is where we're going to see some differences. Obviously, you and I have Jones and Skeens and Keller. And
I'm gonna. I based it on it's really happening, Rich. I based it on Jones is going to come down with Tommy John. Josh, just to let you know, we are talking about the 26-man roster for Pittsburgh Pirates starting 2025. We're coming up with our own predictions on this tonight, guys. So that's kind of like what we're doing.
Yeah, this is our opening day roster.
So, I mean, this Jones news, Rich, I really think he's finally going to get it. I think he's going to come down with Tommy John.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too, right. but he throws hard. What do we talk about every time? It eventually gets you.
But here's another thing that I'm looking at too. And this is, again, we were talking about this guy before, and it's as much as we may not want to talk about it. When we picked him up, I said it was a good thing. Is Tim Mesa? He's had a couple of really good outings. He's 1-1. He had one bad outing.
I have him in
But
the 10, Rich. I don't have him as one of my starting 5, even with
I do.
the Jones news. I still move someone up.
Well, but I'm saying he's there.
Right.
My substitution would be Haney.
I had Haney at 4.
See, I've got Falter as my 4.
Okay. So
but if Jones isn't there, he moves up to 3.
You don't like Haney at 3?
I don't like Haney at 4. You got to remember, I watched him the last couple of years with the Rangers.
Yeah, I was waiting to get into this talk. He went 5-14 last year.
Oh, he had the absolute worst first 3 innings of any pitcher in baseball. You can write it down. I mean,
he did have 159 strikeouts, though, so that's nice.
That's what I'm saying. If he got past the 3rd inning, it was on like Donkey Kong, man. He'd go 7 and he'd be perfectly fine. But if he couldn't get out of the box in those first 3 innings, he's going to be out in 4. He's going to have 100 pitches in 4 innings. But I mean, I definitely have, as we sit right this minute, because Jones we don't know about Jones yet. I'm looking at Skeens, Keller, Jones, Falter, and then Haney at 5.
All right. Well, I'm counting Jones out because I'm just feeling it. I just am. We're bound to run into an injury. Everyone's so excited about these 3 kids, and of course, we're in Pittsburgh, and something's bound to happen. It's just the way it is.
I mean, you could be right, but let's not talk something into being that hadn't happened yet.
So my feeling would have been Miodinsky. If I butchered the shit out of that, I butchered it.
Ledzinski. The
Carmen Medinsky.
I've got him on the roster. I've got him in the pen.
That would be my 5.
Now
what about this kid we got from Cleveland in the trade? Peter Struzicki. I probably butchered that one.
Oh, okay. Remember Strelzik from the Steelers?
Yeah.
Justin Strelzik, the lineman?
Yeah.
Strelicki.
Okay.
Strelicki.
Just let everyone know I'm horrible at butcher. I'm a horrible last name guy.
But, I mean, his career, he's a 3.44 ERA, 122 WHIP. 30-year-old kid, but he's only been in the bigs for 4 years.
Does he end up in Indy?
Would I start? Huh?
Does he end up in Indy?
For me, he does.
Me too. All right.
I've got Maruki making the roster.
So what about Matamuma?
God bless you.
Matamuma, the right-handed pitcher, the kid we just took the shot on out of India.
Oh, Indianapolis, come on.
No. Man.
No.
All right. So we got our talks about this. Who you got in the pen?
In the pen, I think it's safe to say we both have Holderman.
Right.
We both have
3 and 6,
Bednar.
316, 56 strikeouts. Bednar had
We
a
both have
horrible
Bednar in the pen.
23 saves last year. He's got to improve that number.
We got to put in more save opportunities too. But yes, you're right.
Well, he went 3 and 8, so he blew 11.
Not necessarily. If he came in a tie game, he takes the loss.
They didn't really. I don't recall using him that much in a tie game last year, but I could be totally wrong.
In extra innings, they used him a couple of times, and he got hammered. I've got Mesa in the pen.
I got Mesa.
I've got Baruki in the
his ERA is really high, Rich.
He had one shit start. He had one shit start, and that's where the problem was. He literally had one completely garbage start in spring training.
I'm not talking about spring. I'm talking about last year. I'm talking about last year. Remember, I didn't look up any stats.
He was coming off of injuries, though.
All right. Then he went from Toronto to the Yankees. So
he did. Mesa will be fine if he's healthy. He can spot start, but he's a good long relief guy. He'd be that guy that could come in behind Falter or Haney in the sixth inning, fifth inning, and take you to your seventh, eighth inning. I've got Nicholas in the pen.
Hold on. Okay. No, I do not have Nicholas on this list.
You don't have Nicholas?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, maybe I had to make maybe I made the move because of the Jones move and had to put another starter in there.
Maybe I have Baruki and I have Yeen.
So what about Kent DeColby? I mean Justin Lawrence.
I think I start him in Indy.
Okay. I had him in the pen.
The bullpen is so fluid.
I also had Dennis Santana in my pen.
I have Santana in my pen. I think Santana is going to end up being your closer.
Got to get that ERA down.
If Bednar has an issue, I think you're going to see Santana as your closer and Bednar and Holderman 7th and 8th.
What about Wentz?
I don't have him. I don't have him in the on the opening day roster.
I do.
Could he be there? Yeah. I just don't have him there.
Okay.
Again, there's a lot of that bullpen that's fluid. I could very easily see Wentz making it and Yeen not making it.
What about Isaac Madison?
No. I mean, I don't have him on my roster.
I have him in the pen for some reason. I don't know. I just read some good things on him and was like, okay. I mean, this is all guesswork. Obviously, we're not the coach. We don't know this stuff. And the bullpen, it could be solid either way we go. I mean, we all have valid points for who we're talking about, obviously.
Right, and I think a large chunk of the bullpen is set. I don't think there's any arguing that you're going to have Bednar in the bullpen, you're going to have Holderman in the bullpen, you're going to have Mesa, you're going to have Santana, you're going to have Ledzinski. You're going to have those guys. The Yeens, the Nicholas, the Baruki, the Mesas, those guys can kind of be fluid. You could put some of your guys in some of those spots. It's just a matter of how those things perpetuate. And then, of course, there's injuries, that are going to take place throughout the season. So
I think our pitching staff is pretty solid. I mean, obviously, we're all waiting to see the Jones news, but I don't think we're going to get anything for a while. I mean, they shut him down.
Right. And
So
I've
that
seen
means
that happen before.
so that would mean his next start wouldn't be until
Game 2.
game 3.
Weren't they going Skeens, Jones, Keller?
I thought they were going Skeens Keller. That might have got changed now because they might want to give Jones that extra day.
Yeah, and they may actually bump him back to 4 and go Skeens, Keller, Felter, first 3.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting development. Either way, I'm sure we'll get news on it in a couple days. They might even
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
They might even flew him home to get it MRIs in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Pittsburgh training health doctor staff is probably one of the best in the business.
Well, right. To be honest, though, I mean, there are a few guys out there that the Pirates could go get that probably wouldn't cost much in the grand scheme of things. One of them is Kyle Gibson, Lance Lynn, that'll eat innings, that'll win them some games. And, if they do lose Jared Jones for the year,
I am kind of surprised the Dodgers have not made a move after either one of them, too, because the way they're pitching is just hurting.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was talking about, oh, they got all this pitching, all this pitching, all this pitching. And it's like they're playing duck hunt with their pitchers because they're going down, as quick as, targets at a shooting range. It's ridiculous. The one guy I do hope stays healthy all year on that Dodgers team is Dustin May.
I like Dustin May, the redhead.
That cat has been through so much crap the last couple of years with being hurt and all that kind of deal. And I hope he's healthy this year. I hope the guy wins 15 games, and I hope he makes the All-Star team.
I like Dustin May.
Seems like a really good guy. Throws well. I think he's got really good stuff.
The year he got hurt before the season started, he was working on another pitch.
Mm-hmm. But
that was a fluke. That was a fluke injury. Holy cow!
It was, but he spent 2 years out, and that's just not good. There is a guy out there though, and I wonder, would you bring him back? I wouldn't, because I just think he's a waste of prime natural resources. But would you possibly make an offer to Jordan Lyles?
Oh man. I'm not sure, Rich. That's a battle there.
I mean, when you look at there aren't that many free agent pitchers left out there. Lynn obviously would be my first choice, and then Gibson. But then you've got Anthony Disclafani, Zach Davies, Domingo Germán, Marco Gonzalez, Spencer Turnbull, Jordan Lyles, Julio Teheran, Alex Wood, Dallas Keuchel, and Chase Anderson. I understand. None of those guys set the world on fire, or they would be with another team right now. But, if it was me, would I make a $5 million offer to Lance Lynn? Yeah. Yeah. Or to Kyle Gibson, either one. Yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying to get on the same page as you here. Starting pitcher, blah, 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 blah. What site are you on?
MLB.com. I just Googled 24, 25 free agents available. Or 24, 25 MLB free agents. It has them listed by position.
Why isn't Sport Track letting me see free agents still available? Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm. there is another interesting name out there that signed a minor league deal with Cleveland. That's Vince Velasquez.
What about
Um,
what about Alex Wood?
yeah, he's one of the ones I mentioned. I don't know. I was never, excuse me, I was never a big Alex Wood guy.
James Paxton?
Huh?
James Paxton?
James Paxton's hurt constantly. I thought he retired.
Oh, I don't know. This is still available on the site.
Mm. But yeah, I mean, Mike Clevenger signed a minor league deal with the White Sox. He would be an interesting get. If you could work out a deal with the White Sox, we'll give you Henry Davis for Mike Clevenger. Or even better, we'll give you Henry Davis and Jack Sawinski for Mike Clevenger. That way you get rid of both of your issues.
Mm.
But of course, you do that, and they'll both hit 275 for the White Sox. Who, by the way, are still far and away the worst team in baseball.
Yeah, it didn't matter what they did.
If anybody tries and tell me that the A's are the worst team in baseball, or even one of the worst teams in baseball, they're not paying attention. They've actually put themselves together a nice little team out there. The Sacramento, soon to be Las Vegas A's, pretty salty.
Yeah,
they got some really nice young players out there. They really do. Ben Rooker is a hell of a player. Zach Geloff is really good and is going to just do nothing but get better.
I mean, remember last year at the trade deadline, everyone was talking about let's trade for Rooker. Let's trade for Rooker.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I wanted him.
All right, everyone did. But the A's were like,
Mason Miller, their closer, is throwing absolute cheese. Jeffrey Springs, they picked him up. He's a former Ranger, but he was with Tampa and lighting the world on fire 2 years ago and had, you guessed it, Tommy John. Their catcher, Shea Langoliers, is a really good ball player. They brought Gio Urshela over. They brought Miguel Andujar over. JJ Bleday is really good. Lawrence Butler. Holy smoke. Lawrence Butler is a 2025 version of Vince Coleman.
I mean, no one expects anything from the A's, and then they do all these moves.
They don't.
And there's no fan base.
But they're not making monster moves.
I'm not sure what the fan base is like in Sacramento, but I mean, it might be better than watching the Kings.
Well, but the thing is, Adam, they're not making huge moves. Did I mention one?
No,
top 25 player, top 50 player in baseball.
They're making solid player moves for their team right now. They're doing what they're supposed to do.
Exactly. They brought in Luis Severino. Good veteran presence. If he's healthy, good pitcher.
Right.
But it's those kind of things. It's like, man, people discount those guys, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna go out on a limb. This isn't part of our prediction show. I'm going out on a limb and say that the A's contend for a wild card spot this year in the American League.
Oakland would shit their pants.
I'm just saying, man.
I'm just saying, Oakland would shit their pants. Oakland would shit their pants.
I think they're
watching that shit show, watching that city do nothing to try and keep them.
I think they're the fourth best team in their division. The Rangers, I think, are the class of the division. If Seattle can hit,
they're going to be trouble.
Then Seattle, then Houston, then Oakland, and the Angels are absolutely just not good. And I feel so bad.
Finally be the year for Mike. Might this finally be the year that he says, you know what, I want out? Might this be the year?
I don't think so, man. I think Trout is going to be that. You and I talked about this before. If I think Trout is going to be one of those last guys that is a superstar that spends his entire career with one team and be one of the last guys to do that. Him, Kershaw, um, you know, those two would be probably the last two. Altuve. Um, I wish we could say Kutch.
Did you see the Shohei Ohtani Babe Ruth comparison today, Rich, by chance?
Oh yeah,
That's crazy, ain't it?
it is. It is. It's nuts the way baseball fits like that. It really is just
Like
bananas.
same amount of
The way
games, same line of everything almost, even the pitching stats. I thought that was
Yeah, and just a
crazy.
little bit off. Like if there's a difference, it's only a couple. It's like one home run difference or three RBIs difference or what. Yeah, it's almost exactly identical.
It's crazy. It's
It is. It
absolutely
really,
crazy.
honest to God, is.
Rich, I
But
know we started late, and you said you'd give me till about 10:15.
yeah,
Maybe the wife's peeking her head in, saying I need to crash soon. I don't know.
pretty much. Yeah,
So
not exactly doing that, but timing wise, yeah, I promised her I'd be done. So
right. We had some issues earlier today. I'm still having issues. I'm gonna need to look at this computer after this, and hopefully I can figure it out because this computer is brand fucking new.
well, if you had a power surge, though, you're liable to have an issue. So hopefully you have the extended warranty.
Well, I kind of bought it off the used shelf.
Got it.
But yeah, I'm gonna mess around with it after we get off here. Um, Get me a call if you need help. I'm not sure what Joshua was talking about,
Don't know.
but
But anyway,
but
man, we got a lot coming up this weekend. I know we got our fantasy draft coming up Sunday.
yeah, I'm gonna be
Then
in
of
a live.
course,
I'm gonna be in a live. I'm gonna be doing the first UFL show of the year during our draft, so this is gonna be fun.
cool. I'm drafting eighth.
Oh, it's already up.
Yeah, I honestly didn't look to see where yours is. Let me look. I'll look real quick and then we can sign off. Uh
Oh, real quick too, Rich. Who'd you pick? Who you got in your final dance?
oh, in the final four. Final four, I got Houston, Arizona. Hold on. Auburn, St. John's, Houston, Arizona. I got Houston playing St. John's in the finals and Houston winning it all.
Oh, well, if I was in your bracket, we definitely have a different finishing act.
Oh, yeah.
I have Izzo cutting down the nets.
You have who?
Tom Izzo.
Okay.
I have the Spartans. I don't know. Something was feeding me, Rich. It's the only team I watched every time I came home. Every time I was by TV, who was on? Michigan State, and I was like, okay,
Well,
this is my sign.
okay.
I didn't watch
Hey, I
any
mean, you
of.
never know.
Right, I do have Michigan State and Houston now in the final two. I have, I
Um,
have 3 1s and a 2.
yeah, I've got 2 1s, a 2, and a 4.
I'm sure you're in with some big time guys there, right?
Do what?
I'm sure you're in with some big time players.
Nah, not really.
How do I look? How do I look and
Not
see
this year.
where? How do I look and see where I pick?
That's what I'm going to try and find here. Because it was in there. Um,
Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't know how to look. I'm looking on my phone, but I don't see anything.
No. I mean, it was the. Hold on, I'll know how to. I'll know where to find it. Hold on. I just got to remember which one of these is our guy. Because he sent a note through our Gmail, through the Gmail. Throw all my trash mail away. Yes, I did. Because he sent a link for it.
They sent a link for the draft.
But he sent a link with the list. Or an email with the list.
Gotcha.
Search draft order.
Just wanted to
If I
say hi
wasn't
to
looking
everyone
for it,
watching. I'm on a notebook tonight. I'm not on my normal computer because, me and Rich were just talking about earlier, the power went out at my house last night and it really fucked up this computer. um.
no, I know he sent it.
Who did it come from?
Now you're asking me to remember names. That's not fair.
Howie?
I'm still new to this whole thing, so
Howie?
yeah, it might have been. Hold on, I think I found it. What's your team name? Oh, Adams Walkers.
Yeah, sure. I didn't
Third.
pick that. I did not pick that name.
You're third.
Oh shit.
We all know who that's going to be.
Who?
Number 99 in your programs, number 1 in your high.
Oh god.
I could almost give you the top 5 in this draft right now.
Remember, there's a lot of Philly fans in this draft.
You'll either go Witt Otani or Otani Witt. Judge 3, Soto 4, and Ramirez 5. Or Ramirez 4, Soto 5.
Gotcha.
I will be blown away if it's not that order. Bad part is I got to figure out what to do at 8.
Go ahead,
8,
Rich.
13.
Just ruin it. Just take it. Just do it.
What, win the league?
No, number 30. Just do it.
I'll be tempted, but there's a stick that if he's there at 8, and I'm not saying who it is, but there's a stick that if he's there at 8, I'm taking it.
All right. Then you'll take him at 13, huh?
I don't know that he's going to be there.
So, I don't know either.
But anyways, we got a boogie.
Right? Rich, you're going to have to close it out because this mouse isn't very good.
Okay. No problem, man. You can get me on Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it this week, at BigRich8371, or on Facebook, Rich Richardson. Mondays, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, right here on Driving to the Top. It is Two Tire Change, our NASCAR program, and get into the review of last week's, the preview of the next week's races, as well as getting into standings and questions and all that kind of good stuff. So lots of stuff to talk about there.
Looks like
Then we do
Josh
open
will
mic
be
on Tuesdays.
Looks like Josh might be joining you on Monday after he just posted that little comment.
Okay. Oh, we may have a little F1 then in there.
Little F1, Joshua, my son.
But you know, and then Tuesday nights we do open mic here on the network as well.
Yes, we do.
Adam?
At Sports Talking It, I don't even know if I spelled my own Twitter name right because I was trying to be in a rush. Rich is horrible. I was in such a rush. Obviously, it doesn't even say hurricane underneath today, so we were definitely all over the place. But you know what, Rich? We stuck on topic this week, which was unbelievable.
Yeah, we pretty much did stay on topic, so that's a good thing.
Is this what happens when we take notes? Is this what happens when we take notes and write stuff down?
Possibly.
But yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you everyone for tuning in. Like Rich said, he's here Monday. Sunday we have the UFL still starting at 9:00. It'll be me, Evan, Jamie, Marcus, and I am working on some of our previous guests that were on the show. You know, hopefully they want to come on and talk some UFL with us, get us back to being reacquainted. We had a really good show 2 years ago with all them guys. So, yeah, back going at it with the UFL. Obviously, I drew the showboats because the Maulers are not in town, but you know, got to do what you got to do. Rich thinks I should have taken the Renegades, though.
Fighting Arlington Renegades, man.
I don't know. I just picked the showboats because, you know, once the Maulers come back, I'll go back to the Maulers.
Well, yeah, there you go.
But yes, we will be back here next week. Starting lineups, I believe, Rich, right?
Starting lineups and season predictions, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's the way we're gonna do it next Wednesday, and hopefully I'm back to my regular camera.
That would be a good thing.
But anyway, guys, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and everybody have a good evening.